clicking, lean back. She gon' say it how it is, that's fact. Cash my talk, you know it is. Every word got a little bit of breathe. Truth be told, cash my Camilia, say it, whoa. Send it up, yeah, later up. If you really want the real, this the show. Truth be told.
Welcome to season 2 of Truth Be Told, and I'm your host, Cashmire Camilia. Now, this season, we are exposing the entrepreneurs here in Jacksonville, Florida. And I have my guest here with me, Chef Cam.
What's up? What's up? Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, I'm excited for you to be here with
Yes,
us. What represents Cameron?
Damn, that's a broad question. What represents me? I would say definitely family, husband, father, my faith, and then food. Obviously,
Right.
that food part is a huge thing when it comes down to who I am and what I continue to create. I love food and just, filling people's bellies, right?
Right.
So, the other part is just the education of it too. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mhm.
making sure that people understand that they can, make some good money with food too. So
Right.
I think that all in a nutshell is Chef Cam.
Chef Cam.
That's right.
And so, what inspired you to become culinary, to being a chef?
So I was 13 and my grandparents would always come to Jacksonville. They stayed in Newark, New Jersey. And my granddaddy was a preacher, and he would come down to Florida and preach at different churches. This is when, you would drive, I think it was like 16, 17 hours or whatever to get to Jacksonville. But if you drove, he'd just drive everywhere else instead of taking a plane to different, spots. So he would drive down. And one thing I always knew when they came, that the house would smell a certain way. What I'm saying is, like, when you walk in and you smell the greens, you smell the yam, you smell the fried chicken, and you smell, you know what I mean? Like, that smell is a certain way in African American, home, right?
Right.
So I always knew that whenever I was coming from home from school, we would walk home from school and I would see he had a long, like, Lincoln car, a Cadillac, one of them. And we would run because granddaddy did that, you know what I mean? And my grandma would be in the kitchen cooking everything you can think of, soul food. But I would go in and I would ask questions. I would ask so many questions. And at the time we was living in the hood, so we had the washer and dryer in the kitchen, right? So the washer and dryer was in the kitchen right by the stove. So I would sit on the washer and dryer and they would be cooking or whatever. And I would just ask questions and they just realized that I had an interest. So they'll be making me cut potatoes and then I'll be cutting greens and then we snapping peas. Then I realized I don't want to do all that. So I start playing and stuff because, that's now y'all making me work. I just had some questions. I don't want to do all that. But most of the times it was just that. And then fast forward, my aunt, which is my nana, that's what I'm talking about as far as cooking. Her and my mom would be cooking in the kitchen and my aunties as well. But I had an auntie, her name was Cynthia. She passed when I was like around 17.
Sorry.
But she really took me under her wing. Like, she would, while she's cooking, she would say, "Hey Cam, this is how I do this." Or come and try this out. You know what I mean? So that really pushed me to really get into like the cooking and the art form of cooking and just the, the flavor profiles and all those different things. And she brought me my first chef knives. Or before she passed, she brought me my first knives. And I said if I ever had a restaurant, I would name it after her, which is Cynthia's. So it'd be like Cynthia's Bistro or something like that.
Okay.
So
That's nice.
but yeah, so just to, represent her legacy or whatever. So, that's still in the works.
Right.
Right now I ain't got it yet.
Right.
That's in the works. But at the end of the day, that's really what pushed me to start cooking.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So I always tell people when I meet them that I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ. And I believe in the path that he has for each and every one of us. So do you feel like God led you to becoming a chef?
Yeah, I believe that. I believe so. Um, and the reason I say that is because I really believe in joy. Like,
Right.
what gives you the most joy? Like, if you can wake up, and you've probably heard it so many times before, like, if you can wake up and do it, and even if you're tired, you still get joy out of it.
Right.
That's what I feel when I cook. You know what I mean? I can cook for 300 people, and I'm dog tired, sleeping, but just the satisfaction of seeing people's face when they eat the food and
Mm.
the compliments, or people just encouraging me, saying, "Hey man, keep going, this food was great." Those things really connect with me, right?
Mm.
And I was working a job full time, and I just disconnected from that, and I was pushed more towards the food, because I was just like, the job is one thing, it's a paycheck, but
Right.
food was just, it just gave me that refreshing. And so I also explain it this way: if you can talk about something for a long time and don't get tired of it,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you're supposed to be doing, because it's just like that energy that you're putting it in
Right.
is just the joy, that love part of it. So I get a lot of joy from cooking.
Okay, so that is wonderful because when you're in God's purpose, He's going to give you so much joy. And I know that's so cliche when people say, "Oh, it's joy," but it's really the truth. It's the peace, scripture wise.
Right.
I love it. So, can you take us back to when God told you this is your purpose? This is when. I want you to tell me about that moment.
So it was more of a need, more so than I just wanted to.
Okay.
Right. I was working for a company, and I'm not gonna say their name, but anyway, I was working for a company, and um, they wasn't paying me, enough to take care of, at the time, my family. And I was just like, I gotta figure something else out, you know what I
Right.
mean? So I was driving, and I had to go to Dollar Tree or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw that it was a gym right next door. It was a gym right next door, and I was thinking, I was like, man, I wonder if they can, somebody cook for them. You know what I mean? I know they need healthy meals, and at the time, my dad had a few issues, and my mom made everybody in the house eat healthy. So, when we would go over there, because I had my own place at the time, but when we would go over there, it was just like healthy food. So I kind of started gravitating to that. And then when I saw the gym, I was like, I wonder who does their meals. And I just got on Facebook, and I was like, I need some money, so I'm gonna just see if I can meal prep for people. So I got on Facebook. I took some pictures off of
I remember.
Google. Never meal prepped before. I just took the pictures off of there, and I put it on Facebook. And I had one girl. The power of one is so amazing. I had one girl reach out, and I sold 5 meals for $45. I ain't made no money. I brought the biggest containers you could ever think of. I ain't know nothing. I ain't know what I was doing. I ain't know where to go buy meal prep containers.
Right.
And this is back 2015 now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I brought the biggest Tupperware, however you say it, containers.
Mm-hmm.
I gave her enough food, because I was piling the thing with food, because I'm like, well, damn, I got to fill it up because I got these big old containers. So I piled her containers with so much food, man. And I know when we met up at like a Chick-fil-A or something like that, and she got the containers and was looking at me like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? So I already knew she'd be like, man, you don't know what you're doing. Can you order from me no more? But it just started like the start of Chef Cam, though, because after that I got people to order and order. She never ordered again, but I thank God for her, because it showed me what was possible. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? So that started it, and then I started just kind of hustling. But I'll let you ask some more questions. I don't want to go. I want to answer whatever question you ask at the time.
No, I want to go back to the meal prep because I remember when you was doing that.
Okay.
In 2019, I I feel embarrassed saying this because I reached out to you to do a meal prep for me because I'm like, I was trying to be in the healthy side. And I was like, hey, can you do a meal prep for me? And you was telling me I never contact him again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did not.
No,
I remember that.
I was really trying to do it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't you. It was just me.
Yeah.
It was me, y'all.
Yeah, I realized, even with the meal prep thing, charging $45, for 5 meals, that was bad.
Right.
And I spent so much money. I'm like, I spent more money than what I made. But, it was still just an investment into what I knew was possible. Then, I obviously went up on my prices and stuff like that.
Right.
And then, the meal prep started it all.
So do you still do meal prep?
I still meal prep.
Okay.
Absolutely. So meal prep is something that I'm going to, I'll say this because we're on your podcast. Okay. So I have a kitchen now. I was working out of a shared kitchen, but I'm starting in my new kitchen on the 1st of March or whatever. So I have my own kitchen now, and I will be providing meal prep as a service, and corporate meals and stuff like that too. But meal prep as a service now to my clients. But right now, I primarily have been taking on elderly people with different conditions, to really support them and give them healthy meals to eat.
That's good.
So that they can, heal through that process. You know what I mean? So I don't take on a lot of meal preps right now because a lot of times I don't have the time because I'm doing other things. But now I'm kind of scaling back, building the team, and we're going to take on, a lot more meal preps.
Okay, that's good. So when did you really realize like this is it? This is my thing.
When I made $100,000. When I made $100,000, I made my first $100,000 in from food part-time. Because everybody was thinking, well, you must do this full-time, because I never posted the job. Obviously I didn't want the two to conflict. And I made my first 6 figures part-time in 2020. And I don't really like talking about money too much, but I'm gonna talk about it because we're on a podcast. But
we're talking about business.
Yes, right. So we gotta talk about money, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Like, let me get some. The power of no. The power of no. Right. But anyway, but yeah, when I did it, and it was the grace of God, really, because I honestly can't tell you how. Because I didn't have a full team. My brothers and my sister-in-law, my mom, like my family really was my team. Still is now, but I have a bigger team now. But anyway, but at the time they would help me. But man, sometimes I was doing events, 100 people by myself, setting up the shapers. Y'all serve yourself. I'll go back and do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? But I was overcooking because I ain't had no staff. So I was, and what I'm saying is I would overcook to make sure the food ain't running out, because you might have Uncle Jojo, he might want 4 pieces of chicken, he was only supposed to get 1. So stuff like that you got to account for. But I was really grinding, and when I made that and I did my taxes, I'm like, oh my God, we really did that. You know what I'm saying? And ever since we just been going up. You know what I mean? So meaning financial,
Right.
We haven't decreased. So
that's a blessing.
That's the grace of God.
Right.
So I'm like, how can I we have something that works. We have a product that works. Now the business part of me is saying, how do I take this to the next level? So that's where we are now.
Okay.
Having the kitchen, being able to do the things that we're doing, and this takes to the next level.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That is really good. So okay, so you got the meal prep, you got your kitchen. What else could we look for in Chef Cam? What else are you doing? What else are you venturing?
I had my first event. It was called the Private Table with Chef Cam by Chef Cam.
I seen that.
It was like an elevated buffet experience. So I really kind of just did it, right? I didn't have too much of a plan. I put it out there and just was hoping that people brought the food, brought the tickets or whatever. And I sometimes panic too, because like the first week, I think I sold one ticket, and then I was probably like 30 days in, and we only had 8 tickets sold. And I'm like, the event in 20 days, like we need to figure it out. You know what I mean? And the week before, 2 weeks before, we sold out. I panicked though. I was just like, oh man, I'm calling people, man. I'm like, man, we can do this. I gotta put more videos out. I gotta do this. And we ended up selling out. So to answer your question, we did that event. I'm doing another one in July, and I'm also doing other things in between. So I have something called the Inner Circle with Chef Cam. It's really like a private list type event. The only way you can get the information is by signing up at Chef Cam code or whatever. All right. But signing up through my link, and you'll get the information to the event. But it's pretty much for entrepreneurs in a way. We'll have some what I call high value clients of mine that I take care of, as far as food. But they are in position to where they employ a lot of people, have the knowledge of business and everything like that. And it's going to be a panel, and they will be there to answer your questions as an entrepreneur, and give you maybe trading advice or investing advice, or whatever it may be. So real estate advice, whatever it may be. So, but it'll be like a 4-course meal, and then it'll just be like at different elite spots. You know what I mean? So that first one will be April 25th.
April 25th, y'all.
Yeah, so definitely sign up. You know what I mean? We'll put all the information. I don't know where we're gonna put it, but we'll put the information somewhere.
Right.
But definitely sign up for it. Tickets a little up there, you know what I mean? But it's a different experience, you know what I mean? And I feel like I thought about this a while ago, about taking the dinner with Jay-Z, or taking $1 million. And a lot of people were like, well, I just take the $1 million. I probably would too, but I don't really want to talk to you. But anyway, but honestly, the dinner with Jay-Z, and we can use Oprah, we can use Tyler Perry, we can use anybody. That dinner and that conversation is worth 1 million times. You know what I mean? Because you might have the $1 million, but now you're teaching me how to flip it, right? So that's what this dinner is kind of, built behind, like taking the dinner with these entrepreneurs, these people, and you're able to ask the questions and get your belly filled by Chef Can. So
I like that.
So that is one, April 25th, and then I'm planning a farm to table event. So the farm to table will be something that I do to team up with local farms here in Jacksonville, and get people to donate, you know what I mean? And we cook pretty much the food from the farms, and we do maybe like a 4 to 6 course meal. And it's going to be like big tables that seat like 30 people or whatever. We'll probably do about 60 seats, something like that. So big tables, and a lot of linen, candle lit, all that stuff, like a family feel or whatever, date night type thing. And it's just 4-course meal, and we'll be explaining the meals, and just hey, these strawberries come from this farm or whatever. These are Mayport shrimp fresh from this.
That's amazing.
So we'll be doing that, and I'll probably do that like in the fall, or closer to the winter or something like that.
Now, would that all be on your website, or just how would
Yes,
you?
we're going to. So my website has been updated now.
Okay.
Because it definitely needs to be updated. Right now it's been, because I haven't been doing events, right? So I'm transitioning from just Chef Cam to the person Chef Cam, if that makes sense, right? And the chef that's kind of in front of the camera, I guess, right? And because I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, it was weird, because I'll go places and people know me, and I'm like, oh, I don't know you, but I'm nice,
Right.
I don't be know people, but they know me. And sometimes I feel weird, and somebody told me, like, you got to embrace it, because your work is starting to, get out there and people will know who you are. And I'm always nice. So if y'all see me, y'all could definitely come say hey or whatever. But, if I don't know you, just, charge to my head, not my heart or whatever. But it's starting to be different. I would say I went to a restaurant and the kitchen was open or whatever. So I'm sitting out down waiting for food. And a young lady came up to me. She said, "Are you Chef Cam?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh, they were in the kitchen talking about you like you a celebrity chef." And I'm like, "What are y'all talking about?" You know what I mean? And it was so funny. So they all just started coming, talking to me and asking questions. And I'm just like, okay, but it felt weird. But I also understand that we're putting in work,
Correct.
I'm really starting to put in work and create an identity that I think people are liking and are kind of gravitating to, you know what I'm saying? So,
Kind of like embracing.
that's
Yeah.
that's the word. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm learning to get used to it
Mm-hmm.
and, embrace it, like you say.
Right. Because that's what I want to expose in a good way. Of entrepreneurs here in Jacksonville. I feel like in Jacksonville, people discriminate us as the negative side only and what we don't do or how you can't grow your business here. And they feel like, oh, well, we got to go out from Jacksonville just to grow your business. And that's not necessary.
Yeah. I think it's definitely mindset and demographics sometimes.
Correct.
Because if you think about most of us, and there's other people in this room, most of us know the same people,
Right.
right? But I did a research not too long ago and I made a post on Facebook. There is over 1.3 million people in Jacksonville, Florida alone. And maybe my math is a little wrong, but I know it's over 1 million people.
Mm-hmm.
I've cooked for thousands of people, right? But I still haven't hit maybe 2% of the population here in Jacksonville. If we stay with just who we know, we'll never do it. That's why we got to do other things.
Right.
We have to network. We have to get out and talk to other people. As my dad would say, rub elbows, right?
Yeah.
Because we are only hitting a certain 0.0003% of the population here in Jacksonville. So you're saying go somewhere else. It's so many people,
Correct.
so many communities, so many groups or whatever, clubs, whatever it may be, that we haven't even tapped into.
Correct.
So my mindset is different now because I know that I have to tap into those rooms. How? Gotta show me, how. I already know some hows or whatever, or some ways, I guess.
Right.
But gotta continue to show me and, we're gonna tap into them.
Okay, yes. That's exactly why I want this podcast to be about is the people here that is doing business.
Yeah.
And living out their purpose.
Yeah.
But also putting God first. Always put
Absolutely.
God first.
All right.
Always.
All right.
Okay, as we wrapping it up,
Okay.
right? I do want to talk about like your personal, as you being Chef Cam and then personal. Do you have to cook for your family since you're the chef of the
What
family?
family? You talking about my wife, or you talking about like if we having Sunday dinner?
If we having Sunday dinner family, or even if it's just you and your wife, do you cook?
So, yes and no.
Okay.
Because let's talk about my wife and my baby. 'Cause
Okay.
my baby is bougie. She will lamb chops, ribs, and she's bougie.
Mm-hmm.
So she wants daddy to cook
Okay.
because, in her head, daddy is everything, right?
Right.
She says, "Daddy, you're the best cook I've ever had in my life." Like, girl, you ate. But anyway, but she loves when I cook. But she also loved to eat out too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so for her, I've just picked the days because most times if she wants something, it's something that is gonna take a little time to cook. Like she wants smoked ribs, or she wants the lamb chop. She wants salmon. You know what I mean? That's her little palate. My wife, on the other hand, because I cook so much, we'll just grab something most times. But if I'm meal prepping, she wants me to meal prep. So that's her thing.
That's her.
She doesn't necessarily want me to cook dinner, but she wants to be able to go to the refrigerator, pull it out, put it in the microwave, and just go along the day because she's trying to eat healthier and stuff like that. But other than that, no, I don't necessarily have to cook for the family.
But
so now let's go to the family on Sundays.
uh-huh.
Most times it's everybody doing something, right? You cook this, you bring this, and you do that. So I don't have to cook everything, but I cook something.
Right.
Now, if I'm hosting, obviously, yeah, I'm gonna cook.
Cook.
Yeah, I did host Thanksgiving for the first time, and had a spread, and family and friends. So I enjoyed that. I'll probably start doing more of that. But most times, nah, I ain't cooking. I'm chilling.
Man, I can't wait. I always tell my family, because my sister, she's the cooker.
Okay.
Love her down, like love her food. But when I get married, I want either a chef or Bob the Builder. He gotta be able to build something.
Oh, I didn't know where we were going with that.
He gotta be able to build something or cook.
You need to look at that camera.
Bob the Builder.
Oh, man.
Or a chef. Come on now, like.
Okay.
I want one of the two. So I'm like, dang, I feel people blessings when they have a chef in the house.
Yeah,
like
when I cook for, the family, I definitely, definitely do
right.
what's needed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But fancy cooking is usually for clients.
For clients. Okay.
We don't, because we don't really eat too fancy. My baby did.
Right.
She eat a little fancy, but we don't really eat too fancy. You give me a little rice bowl, I'm good.
Right.
Some French fries, I'm good.
I know French fries for me. I need some lamb chops too.
Yeah,
give me some chicken.
Yeah, you probably bougie with your pal.
Give me some sweet potato, all that. I need that.
Right.
Like
he's so goofy, man. Yeah, you probably bougie with your pal.
Right, I am. I done got spoiled with my sister. She's not gonna be a private chef, so everybody know if they know her food, they know she throws down, so she can cook behind off. Do you have anybody inspired by Chef You? Do you look at other people?
I do all day. I think all chefs should study other chefs.
Is it to just get it packed down, or what they're cooking, or just more so like, wow, that look good, I want to try it?
I think is levels to it, because I'm at a certain level that another chef may be past, right? So at one point it was for me, and I'll just kind of go through the stages. When I first started, it was to make money, straight up make money. So on the flip side of selling meal preps, I was selling plates in the back of my church, doing like curry chicken dinners and stuff like that. Rice and peas. I was doing cabbage. I was frying chicken fries and gizzards as well, and we would sauce up the gizzards and sauce up the chicken and all that stuff. I felt like I was the first person. Let me say this.
Yeah.
I feel like I was the first person to do like some sauced up gizzards. You know what I'm saying? Like, people probably don't even eat gizzards or know what gizzards is, but back in the day we used to kill gizzards. So I used to sauce them up kind of like you do wings.
Wow.
Yeah, you were doing like a sweet and tangy gizzards, the
buffalo
gizzard, the lemon pepper, honey hot. All I used to do that with gizzards. But anyway.
Do you still do that?
I don't. So I had people driving from out of town to come to the church to get my food. Like, it got that crazy. Dang. So I should have had like a restaurant back then, but people were really literally coming from out of town just to come buy food. So that was probably my first, we got something. You know what I'm saying? Right. That was probably my first, we got something. But then, the six figure, that was like, oh yeah, we definitely got something. But anyway, so I was in the stage of just making money. The second stage was really studying the craft. Like, okay, how are they catering? How do you keep food preserved? How do you do? Because I went to culinary art school, but I dropped out because I couldn't afford it. Excuse me. I couldn't afford it. So, I never stopped cooking though. Right. And I just kept going. So I never got the training per se of how to do things. I knew what my parents did. I knew what TV did because I would watch the Food Network all day.
Right.
So I literally didn't realize, I just thought I was watching it for enjoyment. I was literally learning from those people, right? So with learning, I then started to, follow people on social media, studying, buying books, and like really educating myself, kind of putting myself through school in a way. And so that's why I say it's stages, because right now the stage I'm in is how to, repeat. Meaning, how do I repeat customers? How do I keep customers consistent for 12 months?
Right.
Not just getting one consumer. How do I multiply this 1 to 1,000?
Right.
That's where I am now. Like the business, like really the business side of cooking, because we have a good product. The food people say is good, right? The food I say is good. I gotta go ahead and say that too, because I don't be like, I got the best chicken in the world. Man, you serving, right? I hate when people be doing that, but people do it. Hey, keep saying you got the best chicken. That's
That's they
like,
confident.
that's they got. But for me, you might got some good chicken. I got some good chicken too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who says you the best? But anyway, that's just me. But it's just, I never want to come over as like a arrogant whatever in the
Right.
but I am very confident in the business. So to finish what I was saying, I'm in that place of learning more about the business to excel it, right? Because I no longer have a full-time job. This is like, somebody told me this the other day. They said the only way an entrepreneur eats is they have to go kill it.
Right.
You got to go get it. I can't depend on a check every 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Right.
So being that I'm doing the food full time, I got to go get it. So I got to figure out, I can't just get 1 plate sale or 20 plate sale. I can't live off of that. I got to get at least 400 plate sales. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But how do we do that? So I don't necessarily want to sell plates, but I'm just using that as an example.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I love this. We running out of time. I love the talks. I can't wait to be a part. I'm going to sign up as soon as we get done.
Okay.
I'm going to sign up because I love the vision that you have of sitting down with entrepreneurs and getting fed, but sitting down to get the knowledge and the understanding and
Yeah, it's called In the Circle with Chef Cam.
In a Circle with Chef Cam.
Chef Cam, yeah.
As we close out, I'm going to ask all entrepreneurs, what is your favorite scripture in the Bible to keep you going?
Probably I have 2, and that's why I'm kind of pausing. I have a lot, and I kind of bridge them all together in a way. But the most recent, I'll give you the most recent.
Okay.
And the reason now I don't want to preach, like that's my other life, right? So I ain't gonna preach, but I'll give you the most recent. And sadly, I don't know the actual scripture. Okay, because I literally just did this the other day. But anyway, but the scripture says, whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. And I was listening to a speaker the other day, and he was saying that whatever you agree to, God will agree to. But whatever you don't agree to, he won't agree to. Meaning, if you agree to a circumstance or how life looks, then that's what God agreed to do. But if you want to change how life, your surrounding, what things look like, the negative or the bad per se, and you want to change that, and you say you agree to something different than that, God will agree to what you agree to. So that leads me to 1 John 4:17. As he is, so are we in this world.
Yes.
Right? So where is the Father? Jesus is in heaven, right? Sitting on the right hand of God, right? They up there with pearly gates and trees with rubies and grass and just milk, honey flowing in the river and all that stuff. So he's saying, as he is right now in royalty, Cam is royalty right now, right? So the separation, he made the separation to say, hey, you're on the earth, I'm in heaven. When you accepted me, I'm on the inside of you, right? So that means I'm also royalty, right? So whatever I agree to, if I want to change my circumstances, I got to open my mouth or lead into the next scripture is your words are either life or death. Choose life.
Correct.
So I put two scriptures together, but it says your words are either life or death, and they that love them shall eat the fruit thereof. So if you think about an apple, right? That's red, shiny. That's the life apple. And then you think about an apple that has worms and bruises in it.
Correct.
That's the death apple. So what am I speaking? So every time I speak death or speak negative or speak whatever that goes outside of what I want, what I really agree to and want, I'm eating that rotten apple. I only want to eat a good apple. I don't want to eat nothing rotten, right? So I watch what I say too. So those scriptures are like my core scriptures of whatever I ask for, whatever I say, it shall be given to me. Whatever I want.
Correct.
So, and I'll stop on this because I can go on that a whole day.
Right.
But my wife she says to me all the time, she said, you God's favorite. I'm like, why you say that? She said, you are. Because every time you ask for something, it happens. So I was sitting and she always says, so I kind of just, all right, well, thank you, baby, whatever. But I literally, this last time I sat down and I thought about it, and I said, well, God, help me with that. And what I heard was, Cam, ask for more. Sometimes we limit what we ask for because we don't feel like we can get more. But God says there is no limit in my kingdom.
Correct.
So what are you asking for? A lot of times we don't ask for nothing. You ask for the new car, you got it. All right, then you stop. No, the life still goes. You know what I mean? So let's ask for the next thing. Let's ask for more. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And your faith.
Right.
Your faith.
Right.
So I say, keep going.
Yes, ma'am.
I love what you're doing here in Jacksonville.
Yes, ma'am.
I love that we had a conversation
Me
to
too.
expose
I enjoyed this.
what you do and the truth behind
You went
it.
easy on me.
I went easy on you. I just know some of y'all. But we went and spoke the truth, and that is what the podcast is about.
Absolutely.
So I enjoyed it.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Yes, man. Everything at Chef Cam Cole.
Yes.
Everything Chef Cam Cole. Social media.
Where they need to follow you from?
At Chef Cam Cole on all social platforms.
Yes.
Everything.
Follow him. Follow him.
Truth be told, Cashmire Camilia, say it, whoa. Turn it up, yeah, later up. If you really want the real, this the show. Truth be told.